Mid-Atlantic champion, and the fight is on. Grudge match of the year right now inside the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium. Kamakazi Kid against Lee Valiant. Cecil Scott, we have been waiting a long time for this one.
A long, long time. And I don't even know if I want to be in the same building as these two right now. And Kazi going for the dive early.
Boom! Crushes Valiant on the floor. It was not that long ago that this was a match I did not think would ever happen. It was not that long ago that this was a match I said we would make sure never happened.
And for good reason, and we're seeing why it should have never happened.
Woo! In the chest.
And Lee Valiant has been on this downward spiral for months and months and months. We've seen it coming, but ignored the signs.
For anyone that does not know the history, very quickly, years ago, Valiant was the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion. He left CWF Mid-Atlantic and for a long time left the sport altogether due to a number of personal issues, up to and including a very bitter situation that had escalated between him and Kamakazi Kid behind the scenes. It was never publicly talked about, nor should it have been, but it was one of the contributing factors that led to Valiant leaving the sport for more than a year. He came back about 14 months ago professing to be a changed man, clean of all the demons that had weighed him down when he was the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, and for about a year it did seem that way. He and Kazi patched up their differences and even, oh boy,
Mushroom stomp.
He and Kazi patched up their differences and even became Mid-Atlantic tag team champions, which back in cover, Kazi may win this one early, back in 2011, the thought of these guys as a tag team was literally unfathomable. But these two patched up their differences, became Mid-Atlantic tag team champions, and then something happened. The demons crept back up on Lee Valiant, leading to a violent beatdown where he left Kazi laying and put him on the shelf for 8 weeks after they lost the Mid-Atlantic tag team titles to Rage and the Machine. This is the first singles meeting between these two in a long, long time.
Well, that's the thing about a volcano. You may not see it, but it can erupt at any moment, and this volcano erupted.
Kazi hits hard and goes to the floor, and one of the reasons why the issue between them was so violent and so personal back a few years ago is because these guys have literally known each other since their earliest days training in the sport. They broke in together at Jimmy Valiant's camp in Shawsville, Virginia, under the watchful eye of Sean Christian and others, friends for well over a decade, and sometimes friendships just dissolve. Sometimes things just get messy, and it in fact got so messy that it forced Valiant out of the sport for a year. And you know, I haven't really thought about it that much in the build up to this. I'm thinking about it now just as I'm kind of retelling the story for our viewers at home. But Cecil, do you think that the fact that the behind the scenes issues, the personal problems between these two, the fact that it pretty much took Lee Valiant out of the game for a year, do you think that plays a factor in what we're seeing right now and all this hostility that's there?
It very well could be. It's almost like they put a Band-Aid on the situation, and you know that it doesn't fix the problem. It's always there. You can say, hey, everything's fine.
I mean, these guys were Mid-Atlantic tag team champions though for 3 or 4 months. It was not a short reign. It wasn't like they were champions for a week. They held on to those belts against some tough teams. The Aftermath, the Goon Squad, the Dynasty. You know, they held on to those belts against some tough teams. But were they ever really friends? Did they ever really repair the relationship?
Here's my thought on it. That was never what Lee Valiant wanted. Ever since he lost that Weaver Cup final match to Trevor Lee, it's been bubbling under the surface. He wanted to be the champion. He wanted to be heavyweight champion. And it's almost like he took that tag title as a consolation, though it is a great prize.
I think you're right, though. Perception is everything. And if Valiant perceived that Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Championship as a consolation prize, I think you're right. He poisoned the friendship from the start. He poisoned the title reign from the start. If, in fact, what you're saying is correct and Valiant basically looked at that as a consolation prize from the start.
And it's the case where the tension started coming back up right around the time that Trevor Lee was making his push towards Arik Royal's heavyweight title.
That Battlecade main event that Lee Valiant feels like could have been his, you mean?
Absolutely. He's looking at it like that should have been my main event. And Kazi backdrop suplex.
Drills him.
And we've been talking about the backstory, but these two have been beating the absolute hell out of each other.
And this crowd is rocking tonight. Like I said, years and years in the making. You know, as much as we tried to not publicize the issues between these two in the age of social media, a lot of people found out, and a lot of people thought, oh my God, into the buckle. This is a match, like I said, C-Bear, a lot of people thought they would never see.
That's right, and unfortunately in this day and age of pro wrestling, nothing's ever really a secret.
And I assure you, back in 2011, when tensions were high, when we were worried about fights in the locker room, this was a match that I was never gonna let happen.
And Lee Valiant, one thing I've noticed, the difference in approach in this match between these two, Valiant has not attempted one single pin cover. Kazi has gone for a couple. Man, it's like I'm in a time capsule in 2006 here with this crowd.
He's ripping at the mask, it looks like.
A mask that, hey, I took his mask once, but no one's ever unmasked him in the ring and exposed him.
This crowd is rocking and rolling. We wish you were here with us at the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium. We thank you for joining us online.
Man, I know the Team Best Dude guys will be screaming, let's go right now.
Valiant standing over Kazi defiantly.
And this is exactly what Lee wanted. He just wants to end the Kamakazi Kid. He doesn't care if he pins him.
Gorgeous neck breaker. I think you're right. He wants that victory. I would assume he wants that victory.
I mean, the victory's, I think, is secondary.
Oh, God, he's rubbing the eyes over the bottom rope.
And crimping that neck.
That's mesh over the eyes. That's still gonna, if that's pressed up against the eye, that's still gonna irritate. It's not meant to go up against the eye. You're meant to have a little bit of, for lack of a better word, breathing room.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've worn the mask. I've worn Kazi's mask. And yeah, there's a little bit of breathing room, but it still, it doesn't protect your eyes. And Lee Valiant has not stopped talking to Kazi this entire match. Or talking to you for that matter. He's blamed this on you.
Well, Valiant has been known to blame his problems on other people back in the old days. I'm not going to get into all that. My job is to sit behind this desk. My job is to try to produce a show for these people. I could give a crap less if oh, God!
Right on the top of the head.
If Lee thinks there's an issue between us, he's wrong.
Well, there's an issue that he created in his mind.
Precisely.
And he just said Kazi. He called Kazi a broken man.
Valiant standing over Kazi defiantly. That's the second or third time that he has taken a moment to stand over him in a very kind of cinematic moment, rubbing it in.
And he's going for the Death Valley Driver, Kazi's move?
Could be. No, sir. Kazi is still alive. Oh,
German.
boy.
Oh, release German.
Turned him all the way out, flung him the entire distance of the ring.
Man, and he caught the top of his head on the way down.
And now we have a stalemate. Now we have a situation where perhaps the first man to his feet will get the advantage. Valiant has sacrificed his advantage, taunting this crowd and not capitalizing on his openings.
But he's right back on the man right now.
Maybe he hasn't after all.
But Kazi's a guy you can't turn away from for a moment.
He has been known to wrap people up quick It does not have to be a big, dramatic move. Oh, God. Kazi will wrap you up in a flash, or he will drop you on your head.
Is he going for, what is he going for?
It'll be a burning hammer.
No, a variant of it.
Dropped him face first and facing his rib cage on the canvas. That'll knock the wind out of you.
Man, it's almost like an elevated DDT. A burning hammer would have taken him out of this life.
2. Woo. Not an energetic kick out from Valiant whatsoever.
He may have punched himself out.
There's a lot of big moves in the first 10 or so minutes of this contest.
Yeah, a lot of big moves that he dished out, and he's taken a couple now. And there's no split crowd. It's all Team Kazi here in the Sportatorium. And the original high flyer of CWF Mid-Atlantic looks like he's heading up top.
Firing away here.
Oh! It's a leaping open hand strike. And Lee Valiant, if nothing else, has bought himself a couple of minutes from the onslaught. And this is a bad situation for a rookie referee like Wesley Crusher to be in. Oh, what in the...
Kazi has still got life in him.
It looks like he clubbed him on the side of the head on the way down.
Death Eye driver on the floor into the apron, perhaps? What are we going to see here?
What in the world?
Fans are giving Valiant the thumbs down. Oh! The sound bounced off the walls of the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium.
And that might be it for Lee Valiant. And Kazi, it looks like he's ready to take the count out here. Wesley Crusher putting on the count. Oh, Kazi's not going to take the count out. He's rolling back out. The referee stopped his count. And his rookie referee stopped his count. He's letting Valiant get back in it. And Kazi, he's cleared out the front couple of rows.
That way, if they go to 20, it's fine.
Yeah, the first couple of rows are cleared out. Kazi's setting up something.
Oh, boy. Well, this guy has defied death more times than anyone else in CWF Mid-Atlantic ever.
He's got Lee Valiant laid out across a couple of chairs. Ah!
Valiant moved out of the way, and Kazi just crashed and burned into the chairs, and 200 people plus in Gibsonville, North Carolina were just silenced by the car crash sound that they just heard. Wesley Crusher is checking on Kazi.
And Kazi could have taken the count out, but he did not, and he just jumped into an empty pool. And Lee Valiant, just like that, has turned this match right back around. Look at the chair, it's destroyed.
These two guys may be destroyed. Kazi is not moving very well on the floor. He crashed and burned through those steel chairs.
And the referee trying to help him come back too.
You've pointed out on more than one occasion, this is a rookie referee, him and Ethan Sharp both. It's going to be interesting to see if their judgment is as keen as some of the veteran referees that are not with us tonight.
Right, is there a difference between human judgment and in-ring judgment, if that makes any sense? A guy like Kazi, you don't want to just stop the match on him.
He's gonna give him to the count of 10 to get up, it looks like.
And this is the right move. I mean, it's not a no DQ match. You still got to put the count on him.
Right. It was some leeway to begin with to even like not pull the chair away from them. I don't know if I would have stepped in and tried to pull a chair away from these two guys.
Well, the heart of the matter is that Kazi convinced Wesley to stop counting when Lee was out there.
We may see a count out here. Wesley checking on Kazi. No one in this building wants to see the count out. It's up to 6.
The referee doesn't want to do it either.
Seeing signs of life from Kazi.
I see his hand coming up.
It's at 9, but Kazi is underneath the rope.
And he's in.
He's in.
And for the first time in this match, Lee Valiant was actually concerned about winning the match. I just think it's a case he did not want any more of the onslaught of the Kamakazi Kid.
He may realize he can't win this thing. Look at the look on his face. Valiant realizes he can't win it.
Shut your mouth. I don't want to win. His body, his broken neck is on your hands. Remember it.
And again, he's blaming everything on Brad Stutts.
Well, that's ridiculous. Valiant, what did he say? His broken neck was on my hands? That's ridiculous.
Oh, no way.
Wait, Valiant, the pile driver is illegal.
We saw him do this a few weeks ago.
The pile driver is an automatic disqualification.
And this referee's got to stop him.
No, Wesley, that pile driver is an automatic disqualification.
He's trying to tell him.
Well, the pile driver has been illegal. Wait, jackknife!
He got it!
Kazi wins it! Kazi wins it!
Kazi saw the pile driver coming!
And this place just came unglued!
And Valiant can't believe it!
Whoa!
Oh!
And Kazi has won this historic grudge match. Valiant is throwing a fit at ringside, but there's nothing he can do about it now.
And Valiant has completely lost his mind.
The one thing that he did not want was to be defeated by the person that he hates most on the planet, and it has happened tonight. The superhero does it again.